So for our abdominal series, we are going to be on the mat. Grab a hold of your ball and place that between your inner thighs. Good. I'm going to take my socks off. Yeah. It is warm today here. Anyone else having a little heat wave in November where they live? A couple of us, I know. Crazy. Southern California, it's 90s. I'm going to use my TheraBand today, so I'm supporting my head and neck. So I've crossed it over, doubled it up. It's nice and strong. You could also use a tea towel. Good. And I want you to bring your TheraBand behind your head, and then find a position here where, oh my gosh, my arms are working a little bit, but my neck is relaxed. Good. And then you can pretend, if you like, that you have a nurse's cap on or a sapphire cap. Sapphire cap. Okay, whatever. Take a breath in, exhale, and one bone at a time, release it. So you're releasing your bones as you come down, and your arms are helping you, and your neck is relaxed. My eye gaze is slightly up. Come down slowly as you possibly humanly can. Good. And then you open your arm. Nice. Now lengthen your legs, and this is going to be challenging. So we're going to try it first, and we can modify. In fact, we'll do some modifications. I'll factor that in. I want your feet flexed, and I want you squeezing your ball as much as you can. Arms start the movement. Elbows come to each other. You can feel, oh yeah, this is like a tricep press. You're going to use the weight of your head for a tricep press as you lift up. But now don't collapse, and Amy, don't put your chin to your chest. Keep lifting up and looking up. Squeeze your ball. Feel the weight of your hamstrings in the back of your legs as you come all the way up. Gain some length through your spine and then forward. Good. Now I know it must look really silly. Don't worry about how it looks. Good. We haven't really worried too much about how things look since we were 16, right? Right. So don't worry about how it looks. This is how it feels. Good. Now to me that felt great. I'm going to do two more, but modifications of any kind, are different roll-ups. I think the easiest modification is placing the TheraBand around the feet and using that. Now, the little piece that I want you to do here, though, is lengthen through the lumbar spine. There's like an elevator in your lumbar spine, and then forward. Good. Sitting up tall for just a second, and then one bone at a time down. Good. These are very challenging to do well. I get it. We're going to try. So wide elbows. Good. Elbows come up. Tricep press. Use your head as your weight. Use your ball. Hopefully your feet can stay grounded. Elevator in your lumbar spine as you come forward. Yes. Good job. Now the next three, I want you to have your arms forward. I've still got my small TheraBand. It's just in two. I folded it in half. My hands are pressing down. I'm taking a big breath in. As I roll back, I'm slowly rolling back, slowly rolling back, slowly rolling back, and my feet stay flexed. There's energy through the back of my body and the front of my body. Good. Now I'm going to do two more, and these are just a little bit quicker, but I try to keep the full-on precise precision of the movements, the full-on precision of the movements for each time I lift up and I come down. One more time. Yes. Good work. Okay, now I'm going to keep using this band as I move into some more challenging abdominal exercises or different abdominal exercises. I'm going to use it behind my head. I think I'm going to put it under my hair. Yeah, that feels good. I'm going to bend my knees, and I'm going to lengthen my spine. Yeah. First set, my feet are pressing down into the ground. I got my elbows facing up to the sky, and I lift up I'm squeezing the ball. I lift and I squeeze and I lower down. Good work. I lift and I squeeze and I lower down. Keep going. Lift, squeeze, lift, squeezing a little higher and down. Lift, squeeze it a little higher and down. Good work. Lift, squeeze, down. Lift, squeeze that ball and down. Good. Now I'm not using my neck at all, but because of the setup, I'm able to really deepen the use of my abdominals here, keep my core muscles engaged throughout the exercise. And I feel here that I'm stretching my cervical spine, not activating it. So I'm using my arms. Yes, I definitely am using some of my triceps. Okay, good. Hopefully that was 10. We get a little teeny break. Time for you to take a twist. Legs go one way, head can turn away or just to center. Take a breath into any part of your rib cage that feels like it needs extra oomph. Can you feel like you are a bellows or a big balloon? And then the other side, first twist, and then find your twist, really deepen, and then breathe like a balloon expanding out anything that needs extra oxygen. For me, it's the ribs. In between the ribs, I'm trying to send breath. I can imagine it and I can feel it. Good. That side was a little tighter than my first side, so that was really helpful. Good. Okay, now you're going to bring your feet on up, and I want you to imagine with me that you have a large box here. We can pretend somebody gave us a big crate of oranges, and we're pushing our heels into the crate of oranges, and then we're pulling the crate of oranges toward our head. So the heels go down and toward your head. And even just imagining it, my hamstrings are fired. So hopefully you can keep a hold of that. And I'm going to keep going with my band. If the band doesn't work for you, hands behind the head is absolutely fine. I'm going to play with this today. So elbows come toward the sky. I'm going to take a breath in, and I'm still pushing down on my orange crate. And as I lift up, I pull everything in. Good. And I stay lifted and I pulse in. It's back 3 inches, up 3 inches. Good. Light squeezing of the ball just so it doesn't fall out there. You're not killing the ball. Cha. Good. I have 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Last one and down. Good. My arms release. I'm going to squeeze my legs into my torso and rock a little bit, just so that I'm not overusing the back of my body. But notice with that cue, if you were keeping your heels dug in a little bit to the orange crate, the back of your body was fired. So it becomes very much of a whole body exercise. Excellent. Okay, we're going to just add a little bit onto that. I think I'll keep the idea of the ball and the heels pressing down on the large orange crate. Good. The hands are holding for me the edges here of the TheraBand, and I'm going to lift up using that idea that we've been talking about of the triceps, or using my weight of my head. From here, I'm going to pulse in, legs move out, I move down, and we pulse in. How is that different from what we just did? Oh yeah, it's pretty much the same exercise. Okay, we do round 3. This is the third set of 10, and it's 10 and 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4. Good, now my eyes are looking at my toenails, so I'm looking up. Good, last one, stay. Tiny pulses, back an inch, in an inch. In an inch, and emphasis is pulling in and in. Eyes are looking at my toenails. That's it. And 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Last one, and we come all the way down. Woo! Belt down. Good job. Shake out your legs from the femur head. So it's internal, external rotation. It feels good. Perfect. We're going to switch now to the ball underneath the sacrum. So forget about the TheraBand for right now. And then just lift up and get as comfortable as you can with the ball underneath your sacrum. Good. Okay, like I always say, the ball, maybe I don't always say it, but often, the ball is so perfect for me and for probably 80% of people. But for some people, the core disc, let me grab my core disc and show you what that is actually a way healthier, more supportive thing to have underneath you. These cost $20 or something. You can pick them up at the sporting goods store. So this could be something, oh my gosh, this is unstable, but I feel so much more supported. Jen, I can do all the exercises, it's so helpful. This is the core disc. There's also the pillow. Do you have a pillow handy? A pillow works really well for many people. Okay, so your legs are up and your arms are up. You're on whatever modified version of the ball that you're on that works for you. Yes. Tailbone is down, and you just want to think kind of a diamond shape here in your pelvis. That's pulling down into the ball. I want to start with one leg reaching and one leg pulling in, one leg reaching, one leg pulling in, and you're stretching one leg out and one leg in. If you want, you can pull one leg in and really reach the other leg out and down, so you feel, oh, this is single leg stretch. I'm stretching. I'm really stretching. Am I stretching the leg coming in or the leg going out? Both. How beautiful. One in and one out. One in and one out. Once you get that feeling of, oh, yes, then you do not need to use your hand on your incoming leg, but you could. And you could also guide the incoming leg. So lots of different ways of doing it, but I want you to feel that this is a stretch, number one. Number two, my core is really working hard. Okay, now to make the core work a little harder, I keep my toes pointed in this version, one in and one out, one in and one out, and the arms come up. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo. Good, now it's just 10, ta-ta, and 9, ta-ta, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, yes, 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Legs come down onto the ground. This is a perfect place to rest and recuperate for a second, or legs can be long. Which one feels better to you? Take a few breaths. Nice. Okay, we're going to move into our dolphins next. So for our dolphins, I'm going to move, just because I'm up here on the Cadillac, I'm going to move to a little bit of a diagonal. I'm going to bring one leg up and the other leg up. I like to have my arms relaxed, my shoulders relaxed, my belly active as I lengthen my legs up. I'm in a slight external rotation. So if I flared my feet out, can you see they're in a V shape, like a mermaid? So I think about that like my fish tail. For me, for my body, my heels touch, my inner knees touch, and my inner thighs are pressed together. You might not have that in your body, but the idea of that. My kneecaps are facing slightly outward. So from here, I'm going to lower my legs until I feel my abdominals, wherever that is. I bend my knees and my toes touch the floor as I pull the legs into my body and then up as high as I can turn my head and I flex. So let's go over the mechanics of this. Doesn't that feel good? So we take the feet, they're lightly pointed, and we lower them down with control till you feel your belly. Good. Now bend your knees. Maybe the feet kind of graze the floor as you pull everything in, and then extend. Good. Do a couple more slow, thinking about each little nuance of the movement and noticing the core work here with the sophisticated movement of your lower body. These are called the dolphins, but today maybe we're thinking more like a mermaid. Oh. Good. Oh. Nice. Now go at your own pace. We're going to do about 7 more. Some of you might like to have a little bit more speed. Some of you might need to go slowly and really feel the nuances of it. Totally fine. In many teaching colleges of Pilates or schools of Pilates, they say that the speed is very advanced. So if we were able to do these really fast, or if we were doing footwork or things really fast, it would be very advanced. But I honestly disagree with that. I don't think that's not my experience. My experience is doing things truly nuanced and really feeling my way through it is harder than doing them fast. So that's 7, and I'm going to reverse. So I start with my legs in, I scoop down and up, and then bend. And I'm trying to do a really nice scoop. You might notice that I'm not as much turned out in this version, but I'm not in a parallel foot position. I'm slightly turned out, just not as much. So notice how your body does it. Your body is not my body. Your body might need to be more in a parallel foot position. Maybe for you, you're really widely turned out. You're really widely turned out and you're making a variation of this. That would be perfect. You're going to do it your way as long as you understand the principles of the exercise. Yes. Good job. Okay, I have 3 more really yummy ones. I'm going to my maximum movement form in these beautiful dolphins, or these are the reverse dolphins, I think. Okay. Lastly, my legs come up. The feet push up as if I have a small child or a small baby elephant on the bottom of my feet. And I'm pushing up to hold that up there, but I'm also pulling down. So I'm feeling the up and down movement. Good. Now on this one, we're going to take a stretch before we do our scissors. The stretch is just let your legs go as wide as possible, 3 pulses. 1, 2, 3. When we bring the legs back, we point the feet and we do triple axel. 1, 2, 3. So we go wide. 1, 2, 3. Point, and it's 1, 2, 3. Flex. 1, 2, 3. Point. 1, 2, 3. Take it wide. Cha, cha, cha. Bring it in. Good job. Wide. 2, 3. Point, triple axel. Last one. Bring it in. Triple axel in. Good work. From here, take it into just an easy bicycle. Easy bicycle movement. Oh yeah, we love bicycling. I had a nice ride yesterday out to the end of Trap Gulch and Valencia and back Bonita and home. It's lovely 20 miles. Okay, now for our scissors. We're going to finish up with our little scissors series. We want to make this a stretch for the legs and core work. So can you do both? One leg comes down, one leg goes up. It's maximum stretch. 1, 2, 3, and change. 1, 2, 3, and change. 2 pulses change, 2 pulses change. Singles. Good work. Okay. Finish with your happy baby position if you like, if that works for you, with or without the ball. And just hang out for a minute. Maybe if your low back's tight, this could be a gentle stretch for your low back. Okay, and then coming on off the ball whenever you're ready. Woohoo! Nice. We're going to transition to a quick sideline set. And then right after that, I want you to move with me into our bridge work. So we're going to focus in a little bit here on the glutes for these sets. So I'm going to have us use the ball between the ankles. Lengthening your legs all the way long, remembering it's maybe a little bit easier, gentler on low back for the legs to be brought forward toward the front of your mat so you're in a boomerang shape. That could be helpful. For me, straight out feels good. I'm protecting my neck here. It feels lovely. My legs are staying off the floor and I'm squeezing my ball. So as I'm talking and as we're getting into the form, everything is firing. It's facing the ceiling. I feel like there's something happening. Then from this positioning, it's a small little scoop and lift as if I'm grazing my big toes against the wall and up, like I'm scraping a small little bit of paint up and off. I'm stretching and lifting, stretch and lift, stretch and lift. Good. It's not a big movement, a small movement, maybe a couple of inches. That's it. Keep going. Lift and 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 lift. Keep going. Lift and lift and lift and lift. Good. Now hold here. Arm reaches up to the sky, and I want you to do tiny lifts. Tiny lifts. This is all the side of our body. Everything is kind of on fire, as if we're outside naked and the sun is shining on the body. Everything the sun is shining on is looking like crazy. Here we go. It's a little tiny lift, little tiny lift, little tiny lift. Good. It's so small that you can barely see the lift, but you can feel it right exactly here, exactly right here in your waist. So if I were a tailor and I was making you a new gown and I were measuring your waist for a beautiful waistcoat, I would be measuring the exact place that's burning right now. Can you kind of feel that? We want that. Tiny, 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 tiny. Keep going. Tiny, 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 tiny. Make sure you're taking care of your neck. Ha, 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 ha. Good. Now, can you feel this in your glutes all of a sudden? Can you feel like, oh my God, yes, I feel it in my waist and I feel it in my butt? That would be great if you can. Last two, last one, and set your feet down. Are you still feeling it? Just like a little residual feeling in your waist and your glutes. Okay, the ball goes behind us and hopefully doesn't, or not. Okay, we're gonna put the ball aside for the next part of this. It's our inner thigh. The top leg comes forward. Bottom leg is gonna lift and lower, lift and lower. I am trying as best as I can to push my pelvis forward so that my pelvis is stacked. I have a stacked pelvis. It is not slipping to the back like a ball full of water spilling over. It is a stacked pelvis. I am really feeling this in my thigh. My bottom thigh is working. And I didn't do anything to my foot. My foot is just natural. I'm just lifting from my thigh. So I could also think that a small ferret, a nice friendly ferret, came to sleep on my inner thigh right there, and I'm lifting the baby ferret up and up. So it's a small furry animal, something that you really like that's friendly, and it just gives you that sensation of, oh yeah, I'm working my inner thigh, lifting the furry animal. Good, lift, 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 lift. Okay, good work. Shake out anything that needs shaking out. Little side bicycling, but in a weird way. That's a good thing we're not out in public right now. Okay, and we did our sideline. What I'd like to do is flip over onto our tummy for some back leg work. However, I want you to remember which side you just worked, right? So what side are you facing? What side did you lift? Remember that. And then float on over to your belly. Good. The most important part of these leg lifts, these are leg lifts that we do standing. And we lift one leg and we lift it to the back. We did these last week. However, when we're lying down, we have to make sure that we're not creating tension in our upper body. I like personally to have my hands in Sphinx position, and I'm pulling my elbows down and I'm lengthening through my head and I'm lifting my sternum. My belly muscles are fired, and then I'm able to lengthen my legs and lift one leg off. So that works for me. For many people, having a pillow right here with their forehead on it, or making a pillow with your hands and totally relaxing is a way better way to go. So you're here, pillow, or you're in Sphinx. I want you to lift up one leg. We're going to do both, so it doesn't matter which one here. And lift it up a few inches from the ground. Point the foot. Feel the back of your hamstring and your glute. Fire your whole leg by reaching it longer. And then it's tiny lift, 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 lift. Good. Keep relaxing your neck, your head, your shoulders. Those should be relaxed. Your belly is active. Your abs are firing your legs. Abs and so from your waist down, firing. Good. Keep going. Good. I keep relaxing my shoulders. Keep relaxing my neck. Yep, my hamstring is burning in a good way. I can feel this for sure. Lift, 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 lift. Good. This is very safe for your low back. You are using your low back, and it's a single leg activity, but your abdominals are easy to fire in this position. Good, 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 good. Okay. Woo. Bend your knees. Take the legs in and out, side to side. Just wiggle or windshield wipe for just a second. Good. Now you're just going to go to the other leg. I happen to be turning around just for variety. Same thing here, relaxing your head, neck, and shoulders, and however it is for you. Opposite leg lengthens, hips are even, everything's fired. Tiny little lift. Lift. It's glutes and hamstring. These are the butt lift muscles. We're working the bottom of the butt, the thud. Good. Keep relaxing your shoulders in whatever position you're in. Maybe you're changing back and forth different positions so that you're really relaxed in your shoulders and neck. Excellent. Lift, 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 lift. Keep going. Lift, 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 lift. Keep going. Lift, 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 lift. Keep going. Lift, 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 lift. Good job. Okay, shake it out. Windshield, wipe it out. And then make your way onto your other side so we can finish with our side lift series using the ball between the ankles. Good. Your head and neck are happy. Your legs are lifted. Now you're going to really fire everything that is facing the ceiling, the opposite side, right? We lift and lift. And it's a scoop and lift, scoop and lift. So you're painting the side of a boat. Your friend gave you a task to do. They have a giant yacht, and you're underneath there, and you're painting and scraping, scrape and paint, scrape and paint. Good job. Nice. Good. Hopefully they're going to take you out on their giant sailboat. Is a sailboat called a yacht, or is a yacht? Does a yacht just mean a giant boat? Or I mean, obviously, when you think of a yacht, you think of like Onassis or something, and you think of those giant, huge boats with tons and tons of engines. But is there such a thing as a yacht, a sailing yacht? Of course. What about the World Cup sailing races? Yeah. Well, I have a sailing yacht. Not really, but in my mind, I have a sailing yacht. Okay, I'm really feeling this good. Now we got to lift up a little bit higher. The top arm comes up, so balance can be maybe a little issue here. And we're going to do tiny, 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 tiny. It's still a reach and lift, tiny. I want you to feel this in your waist. Are you feeling it in the same place as the other side? Can you feel your butt kicking in? Maybe now, maybe not. Noticing, is this side stronger than the other side? Is it a little different? Gathering information from our bodies. We've become very reliant in 2021. We're heading to 2022 really fast, but we're becoming very reliant on gadgets, right? Or do you have an Apple Watch, a Garmin, some kind of technology that tells you when to sleep or what to do? Guess what? Your human body, your animal body is 1,000,000 times better. So remember that. I'm not saying throw them all away. If you love them, great. Most of my friends have them, but I'm not into that. I'm into listening to this. This is where it's at for me. Last two, last one, and we did it. Okay, we get inner thighs and a final stretch. Bring that top foot forward, and bottom leg is gonna lift and lift and lift and lift. Good, a small little furry weight on that top thigh, just to emphasize the lift. Lift and lift and lift. Oh my gosh, this inner thigh is already screaming on this side for me. Can you feel that too? Other side, I could have done 100 more. This side, I'm feeling it. Wonder why. Am I weaker? Or is it just that I've been doing the whole set and it's the last thing I'm doing and I'm tired? Maybe that's it. Lift and lift and lift and lift. Good job. Whew. Okay, good. I picked up 3 really good books I'm reading all at once, but the best one is so fantastic. It's called AI 2041, and there's 10 stories, science fiction, but it's really rings true. I'll tell you more about it on Thursday. Oh, okay, last 3, last 2, last 1, and we did it. Good job. Grab your TheraBand. Good. We have like 30 seconds, so hopefully we can do some quick leg circles. I'm going to load the leg up with the TheraBand and find my contrast. My opposite leg is going to lengthen, and I'm going to take it across the body. I'm going to do 5 circles. Yay. And 4 circles. Oh, it feels so good. Woo. So have you been feeling kind of holiday-ish, anyone lately? We have Thanksgiving and Hanukkah, Christmas and winter time coming right up. Remember to reverse. I feel very crafty at this time. I always go for my decoupage and sewing, little sewing projects, little hand sewing projects, creative things. I love sending holiday cards and greetings and baking. I love baking. Anyway, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the holiday spirit. Okay, other side. And then just finding contrast, 5 and 5, and we're out of here. Taking it across the body. Do these feel terrific? Feel terrific. You don't want to skip the terrific feeling. Good, and let me know if you ever feel like I felt, like I was describing earlier in class today. If that's unusual or if that's pretty typical for your experience. Sometimes we don't talk about these things with each other, you know, and so we don't know how the other person's feeling or what they go through. Okay, did you do 5 and 5? I think I did. So I'm going to take it to the maximum stretch, and then I'm going to come on up to a seated position and send you all the love in my heart and my body out to you. Thank you for coming in. That was fun today. I like back to basics. Back to basics is